Football is back! Welcome to the Sorare Thursday Club flagship show. I am your host, Ricky, aka the Sorare Mamba on Sorare, and I'm joined, as always, by my glamorous co-host, play sharper Everton expert and recent first place finisher, Johnny, aka Dornado. How are you this evening, sir?
I'm very good. Very good. Bit injured, but I'm not going to go into injuries too much with you and your broken arm. So, but yeah, other than that, I'm all good. Happy for the international break to be finally over. It's been a long old slog, as per always. And looking forward to getting back to the Everton roller coaster with a Merseyside derby this weekend. But yeah,
I did grind out a few low cards in the international break, and it is kind of nice when you've got those players and you fit a team together and it comes out for a tier 5 or something. And I might get another one tomorrow, but just not the same. It's just not the same.
I'm actually the same as you. Like, I actually tend to do okay because I've got so many random ass like European country players, so I tend to win a bit of ETH here and there. But I just prefer having everything going at the same time, sort of thing, on the weekends for sure.
And obviously, we won't have many weekends like this left before America, some of Asia starts dropping off, and we don't have the full set of leagues with us. I mean, we're missing Portugal this weekend, aren't we, for the cup? But it's soon going to start dropping off from the peak, which we all love.
Yeah.
In other news, I have my cap on ready today. I believe it's about time that you join the club, right?
I didn't win mine in a. Well, how did you get yours? Did you win it at the Sorares Sevens?
No, I paid for mine. 15K.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, 15,000 coins. I got to say, it's nice to have one, but I'm not a huge fan of the quality of it. However, it's here. I look awful in caps anyway, but I'm representing.
They didn't give that to you for winning a competition, did they? You had to pay for that. It's some exclusive club anymore.
No, they give it to all the major YouTube influencers. So because we've got, who
did you steal one off then?
Yeah, we got 1.5 million followers, so they sent one over to us.
Well, very nice. I like the tag and the sticker still being on it as well. Keep it authentic, at least for the first week or two. Exactly. I did win a shirt. I won a mystery signed shirt. I had to wait till it became second division signed shirts to actually have a chance to get in and nab one. 35k, get in my bag. I probably won't know the team or the players, but it's nice to finally spend my coins on something.
I was going to say, it's about time. Every time there's a drop, both of us were always just like, come on, this is the time. Obviously, I got lucky in the first one, but I've tried since then as well to get them and just no chance. But yeah, it's good that you finally got one. Hopefully there's some big teams in second divisions across Europe. Obviously, there's some not so big teams as well. So hopefully you get a good team for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Real Valladolid, Racing Club, Bordeaux, Saint Etienne. There's plenty knocking around. I think this one might have glitched a little because I went on exactly as the time ticked over. It came up and it said it was sold out straight away for the first 5 seconds. And then I just happened to refresh again and then it said few left. And I managed to get it about 8-9 seconds in. It's the first time it appeared, which is not how it usually works, but I'm not complaining. Exciting times. Maybe it'd be a Nuremberg shirt to add to my one I won at Sorares Sevens. So, yeah. It's nice to have something to spend the coins on because I don't really want to spend it on anything else in the shop. So I may as well get a mystery shirt in.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to a reveal of it when they all come in because you've got another 2 coming your way as well, haven't you, for the Premier League monthly thing?
Yep, signed shirt and an unsigned shirt. So yeah, wardrobe's getting a little update this month, hopefully. So yeah, we'll do that on a video at some point. But yeah, obviously it's been international week, so there is no fresh Everton news for us to rib/mock you over this week. But your club legend Wayne Rooney has packed up his collection of spam and old speckled hen and headed back to the Midlands, isn't he? Take over at Birmingham, quitting on DC. What do you think of that? Do you think he'll go well?
I think he'll do well. I think he did pretty well with Derby, didn't he? Yeah, I think he'll do well. It's obviously a big name. If you'd asked me 10 years ago whether there'd be a world we live in where Tom Brady is owning a football team managed by Wayne Rooney, I'd think you were mad. But it's a bit mental. I think he'll do well. And Birmingham are, I've got Premier League history. They've got a decent, history of doing all right themselves. So, I can see them doing well in the next couple of years for sure under him. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I seen he had to answer a few questions today regarding his wage, didn't he? Someone asked him in a presser whether he was getting paid £15 million a year or something, or was it £1.5 million a year? I can't remember. And he just completely shushed it and said that's complete rubbish. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of money getting pumped into the Birmingham in the next 18 months.
Well, he's got a bit of pressure on him because they were doing well, weren't they? In the playoffs, looking good under Eustace, and they've sacked him off for a big name.
Maybe they'll get Jude Bellingham back.
I don't think they've been to Ashton Gate yet this season, so they've still got one definite loss up their sleeve. He wants no piece of the Cider Army, but at least that'll make it interesting for me to go and watch. See the club, Man United legend Wayne Rooney on the sideline.
That's cool.
I think he's already been there with Derby actually, so it's not actually that exciting. But
I mean, yeah, I wish him well. There was a moment about, I think it was when Lampard was hired at Everton, where it was apparently we were after him then as well, and I think he turned us down or said it wasn't quite the right time for him or whatever. But I can see him, if he does well at Birmingham, cutting his teeth in the Premier League at some point. And if it is the case, it might be Everton, I don't know. But good luck to him, I say.
Good luck, old chap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope Bristol City fuck him over. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. What I want to talk about today is thresholds or card wins. But before we get to that, we do have a lot to catch up. And we've been absent for a couple of weeks, haven't we? So we have got a lot of things have changed actually in the Sorare world.
Yeah.
So we'll have to drop into the gossip column quickly and have a little run through of a few things so we're up to date. The main thing is Sorare has had a facelift.
It has indeed.
Platform redesign. Update background, improving the app, new game modes, renaming game modes, a rewards pool page, a manager assistant, the new way to follow the games live, to sort of rival Sorare data, a nice little pretty My Club page, navigation in the market seems to be better, and Nicholas promised that more things would be added to the app soon, including being able to bid on cards and things and getting everything in the app. I think that's the push that they want. The other two sports are in there as well. So yeah, overall, just a nice little update to what was a bit of a tired looking platform. So this is what we look like now. What are your initial views after a week of use on it? What do you think?
I think it looks nice. I like the sort of black and metallic sort of design of it. I think it looks decent. Obviously, they've changed a few wordings of things around, haven't they? Called the competitions is now called Pro, which I think has confused a lot of people. And obviously, there's going to be a bit of a. People always hate change, don't they? But you'll come around to it. I can remember when they changed it to the last iteration. Everyone's like, what's this? And then it was just fine by the back month. But they've changed. Obviously, you're looking at that there. All-Star Rare. Nothing says Pro in there now, does it? It's Rare Plus.
Yeah, they're all Plus.
They're all Plus. But yeah, I don't know. I think it looks good. There's in terms of the actual app on the mobile, I still have not even looked at it. I hated the app when it first came out. I'm all for them improving it, but I still use the web browser on my phone. I don't know if do you use the app much or?
Not really. Sometimes if I've entered all my lineups at the start of a game week on the Sorare Data Lineup Builder, I'll then get the app up and just punch them in on that because it's kind of easy on there as well. But not a lot. No, I think I'd rather just flip the laptop up.
I mean, I'd
load the browser on my phone.
I'd happily use the app if I could do everything on the app that I can do on the website, because it was so poor the first iteration. I understand that obviously it was almost like a beta, wasn't it? The first thing,
yeah.
But I don't know. It needed some work. So if that's what this is, putting a bit of work in, that's great. In terms of looking at the version on my phone that I use, I find it really annoying that the tab to the left-hand side of your screen there, where it says Market, Live, My Club, Invite Friends, that disappears all the time when I'm scrolling. It's really annoying. I don't know if you have the same. It's not obviously on the desktop. It's always there on the left hand side, but when you're on mobile, it's it can be a bit annoying. I've also had problems with the size of the screen being too big for the iPhone, and like when I try and scroll down, like when I'm receiving offers and stuff, it won't let me do it, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. But that's not using the app. So if they're improving the app, then I'm all for it for sure. What's your views? I like the.
I like this the club layout. I think it's really cool. I like that the burger is front and center, and I get a burger on the side or the bottom at all times as well. So yeah, it looks more presentable. If I was a small criticism for me is now when I boot it up, I need more than one click to get to my cards. Which is what I want to do most of the time. See what I've got listed, list something. I want to be. This is where I spend the majority of my time on Sorares, just in my portfolio, listing, blah, 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 blah. I just want to be in there. So I'm not really too bothered about all the fluff, but it's probably good for, newer people. Manager assistant, I hope they've got some plans for that, because mine's just refer a friend, and that's all I've seen anyone have on it.
I presume it'll be something like what you use Sorare data for, to maybe suggest a lineup or something like that. I don't know. Has there been anything tweeted about that from them about what it could be, or?
No, and on the other shows that I've seen talking about it, there wasn't a lot said, but it does look like this could be built on and fleshed out a bit.
I do kind of like the fact that when you click into your pro history, it gives you little trophies now, which was timed beautifully for just after I'd got my first ever gold trophy. So I now have a gold trophy sat there, but I would like to display that more. I want it to be like on my homepage more. I don't want to have to click into pro history to see I've won that. I want to like scream it from the mountain, from the rooftop.
I fucking won with an Everton stack as well.
Exactly. But it's cool it shows you how many limited rewards you've won, how many rares, how much ETH earnings you've got. It's nice to have that sort of stuff. I'm a big stato, so I'd like even more in-depth stuff, which I know you can get from Sorare data, obviously, if you pay for your membership, which I don't. But yeah, the more they do that type of thing, the better, in my opinion.
The level of detail is better,
yeah,
with your scoring and stuff. But it's still not enough to take me away from Sorare data, because I'm just so ingrained into using that. But it's pretty, and it does look like it can be expanded on. So. Yeah.
Does it also annoy you a bit that when you go to check your current game week on Sorare, you have to click a different button to the one that you do to play Sorare? So if you want to set your teams for the next week, you have to press play and then set your teams. But to see what's happening, you have to press live and then go on to lineups, which is a bit, I don't know, it's just a bit too many clicks for my liking. I mean, there's 2 clicks. There's not that many, but
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just different. It's going to get some getting used to. For the first 20 minutes of when they announced it, I genuinely didn't know how to get to my club. I was like, "Where's all my cards?"
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. It hasn't changed too much for me. But yeah. Moving on. Marketing push for some of the bigger uniques seem to have been added to their social media push.
Yeah,
I don't know where I'm going with that, but what I mean is that
what's on, boys?
Here he is. Didn't think
here
you were joining us. Look, it's Johnny, aka Tornado again.
Yeah, double Johnny.
Johnny doppelganger.
You got a double Johnny, mate. Otherwise, you're gonna have so many kids you don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, always double bag.
I've got too many.
The Swiss Mafia has dropped in, decided he's got some time for us. We are just in the middle of going through some of the updates that have been on Sorare while we've been absent.
That's why I'm here. I'm here to be educated. I have no idea what's going on.
Well, we were just discussing what we thought of the new sort of home screen and the layout of the new Sorare homepage. What do you make of it, Jesse?
I like it. It's like, it just is easy. It's like, it's visually pleasing. It looks more like, it feels more appy, if you know what I mean. It feels more like a clean, it's like a game almost.
It looks more professional, doesn't it? It definitely looks more professional. I think. But
yeah, I feel like if you went on an Xbox game or a PS4 or 5, whatever we are at now, went on one of those games anyway, like that's what the stream would look like if you were playing this on a console. So yeah, I'm good with it.
it is.
I mean, there's a lot of name changing and stuff like that. It's Plus and Pro and Kickoff and this, we'll all get used to it, but I just don't see the point in a lot of it. But
well, I mean, there's other things they could be doing, right? But
yeah.
If you can, once again, like with most of these updates, because we've been on the platform for so long, like if you compare this now to what it was 3 years ago, like it is infinitely better, isn't it?
like to when it was just the Belgian Pro League.
It's just the Belgian Pro League. And do you remember when you used to try and search players on the secondary market and you'd go through one page and it would just error out? Because it would never have, it wouldn't have pages like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 at the bottom. It would just keep reloading the page and like putting more and more and more on.
And then eventually it just crack.
Yeah, it just crashed back in the day.
It did used to give rare referral rewards though.
It did, yeah.
Yeah. Get yourself a Courtois for recommending 7 of your family. That was a tough life, wasn't it? Yeah, one of those days. Yeah, I seen there was a referral update today or yesterday, wasn't there? Which now you get credit instead of cards.
Yeah,
so
like that. Actually,
50% off your next 50% off your next auction, or £20 off, or something like that. So
smart move because they get you spending more money, rather than just giving.
And
you
then
stuff.
Move away from giving cards, I guess. So
it makes sense because that'll be actually worth more than a lot of the cards they were giving out. Like some of the tier 4 and tier 5 limiteds and that you were getting for doing 5, 10 referrals that's not going to make a new person stay, is it? Here's a 75p card.
Well, maybe we're spoiled. I don't know. Maybe it's just we've been dealing with better cards for so long. It's bullshit.
When you refer someone who buys 5 cards or a starter pack, you both get 50% off primary market purchase up to £20. So you get 20 quid off once someone buys 5 cards, which
is that good?
Is better value than the crap card you would get, but
definitely better value.
But you have to spend another 20 quid to get it, so you only get 50% off. So, I think it's a better deal. Is it like substance to get people lured in with free cards as is a 50% off voucher.
Our mates who've got on it, and you're like, you can get a free card for just doing this, for signing up, and you could spend less than the value of your free cards. Effectively, you've got your money back to a point. Like those that are sat on the fence or don't really want to commit, I feel like.
I'd imagine Sorare probably doesn't really want those people on the game, though. Maybe I mean they do want numbers, don't they? But like they want people to be on the game, doing the auctions. Like they want people to be immersed in it, don't they? So I guess that's what they're trying to do with this.
And it gives them another way to stop giving out cards, right? So you get the feeling that they're constantly now trying to find other ways than cards. So this is a way to just stop giving out referral cards.
Yeah, and it's good. That's a good thing. Good move.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me because I can't get fucking anyone to join the platform, so it doesn't really matter to me because
you've got no friends, have you? That's the problem.
I got no friends,
mate.
Yeah, you got no fans. You got no grand.
Yeah, exactly. They're all on here already. There's no one else for me to sign up. Right. Next up, the new sort of like marketing push where they put these fancy videos up for the uniques from some of the bigger players.
Virgil van Dijk is there to turn it away.
What an awful player he is.
I love Virgil van Dijk.
Big Verge. I've seen things like that with a lot of the big uniques sales that they've had coming up and some of the NBA stuff as well. Sort of these glitzy looking videos seem to be a lot more frequent from them. So I think it's a nice touch, isn't it, with tagging in the clubs. I've seen a lot more clubs and leagues and stuff, promoting the stuff as well. So it does seem to be like there's a bit more traction in this, making some of these connections they've got spread the word a bit. The FPL, the Premier League official stuff, some of the clubs, and these bigger name videos as well. So I think it sort of shows roots for them starting to push that market in bandwagon, which is what we all want to see, right?
You've seen the NBA launch coming up. The names
I
on it.
suppose tonight, wouldn't it? Season 2 premiere. So I'll watch that later on. But yeah.
I mean, in terms of the uniques, I mean, they do need to auction a lot more, don't they? Keep the whales. You need to keep the whales happy in any business. You need to keep everyone happy, don't you? But like,
keep Ricky happy.
Keep Ricky happy. I don't think he'd be buying a Virgil van Dijk unique anytime soon. But
No.
But no, I think it's good that they're tagging the teams, and like you say, the teams are definitely reposting a lot more Sorare stuff than they used to. They did used to a little bit, but like obviously we've had all the new leagues come on, haven't we? Scotland and whatever, and they've all been reposting their new cards, and just need to get the word out really that it's, you know, how good this game is. It benefits us all, benefits Sorare, benefits us. The more people that come on, doesn't it? Really.
Yeah. So we had the new Scotland cards, we've had new Turkey cards, we've had Mexico cards as well. Mexico ones weren't 3D, I don't think, which was kind of odd, but
they're not.
I think they're the current season ones, like the American ones, but they're not 3D.
Are they doing, because America though does by the year as in singular year, so America were 2023. I'm guessing that's what they've done with Liga MX.
Do you think they'll change that? They'll change to 3D after like a certain amount of time, like those other ones did.
I doubt it, because they're like the American current season ones. But like Mexicana, whatever that, they're about to miss the playoffs, and their season is going to be over. And
Necaxa, do you mean?
Yeah, they've got new cards out that are pretty much irrelevant. But yeah, we won't talk too much about new.
You still pay. They don't care.
Yeah. So we got the new cards out. French government not considering Sorare to be gambling. That's got to be good news, right? Saw that tweet yesterday.
Oh, I didn't see that. That's good news.
Yeah. Make NFT games, including Sorare, not considered gambling. So I guess that's good. Good news for all of us. And the other Nicholas tweet was showing off the new game mode. Is it Kickoff? Rivals? I don't know what it's called. Rivals, isn't it?
Rivals.
Yeah. So here's the little sneak peek we have.
Enter the arena.
11,000 people playing. Use a ticket to enter. Get coins. And I think it's another way to win coins. You can use cards that you've already got. I don't think it actually makes... I think people can play, anyone can play, and you can just get common cards from the teams that are in the game. But if you've got some of the cards, you can use your cards. I'm not sure if it does anything more than aesthetics.
Does it use your entries, though? As in, like, if I used my Pickford, can I still use him in other comps?
I would presume so, yeah.
I would presume so. It's like a side.
Or you just use a common version, wouldn't you? It would make sense to use. But I do see some promise in this, you know, down the pub, putting some coins or some shots or whatever on the outcome of whatever game we're watching. Draft a team, you know, like a single FPL game, one-on-one in the pub. I think it's got some promise.
I think it's good. I think it's got a bit of promise for sure. I liked on the previous screen you had up there, Rick. I liked the. I'm intrigued to see what challenges is at the bottom. Whether that means sort of another manager has challenged you to a duel sort of thing in the arena, or whether that means you have to do certain things to unlock like challenge points. You complete the challenge, you get some sort of like trophy or coins or whatever. Like I love stuff like that. Completing all the challenges, like you know, it's like playing PlayStation. So you complete all the challenges, get your little trophies. Like
I think that's what it'll be, mate. I think
people love that shit, even though like it's got no real monetary value. People love to do those type of things. So if that's what this is, like I'd love to have some sort of thing on Sorare where you could have a trophy cabinet, like just in your club, where you could put your stuff related to like the normal Sorare weekly stuff, or you can have stuff related to this this rivals thing, like say you were the highest score that weekend or something on one of the challenges. I don't know, but it'd be really cool to have something like that. I don't know if this is what this challenges thing means, but yeah.
I like, we had those achievement things, didn't we, in the list where you sort of buy 50 of a player or like, I love that shit.
Very well.
I love that shit. It was a waste of money, but I liked doing it. If I have challenges on here, even if it's to win a handful of coins, you know, I'll still do it when I'm bored. It'll just give me something else to do.
Yeah.
and
That's
I'll do it.
Nail on the head. Like you come back and play it. That's like rather than
Yeah.
waiting for the game week, you actually log back in and do something.
Like we were doing those challenges when they literally had no value at all. Like they were just, you wouldn't get anything for them really, would you? And now, like for example, the collection points is almost like a challenge, isn't it? And actually that has a value because it gives you better power. But historically, you didn't used to really get anything, and we still used to do it. So if they're going to make it give you coins for us, it's definitely worth them doing for sure.
If it was like your weekly challenge, you must do 3 Premier League games by the end of the week. I'd be like, Johnny, enter a team for me, get for fucking Wolves versus Luton so I can get 20 coins. And then I'd obviously kick your ass and that'd make me feel good to end the week as well. So I'm intrigued, but whether there's enough in it to like, after I've used all my energy doing real Sorare teams and trying to win real ETH and cards, whether I want to then do this on the side hustle as well. But
I mean, you say that you're going to do it, so
yeah. But I've just floating the idea that it might be too much. But
I mean, you boys waste time doing Sorare Mega or whatever it's called. So
not anymore. I'm done with it.
Not anymore, mate. Not after 3 years. I finally won my first Sorare Mega Prize, Tier 3 for coming 10th place. Got it this week. It's worth 64 fucking p. What's the point,
mate? I mean, you're preaching to the choir. I won Sorare Mega. The Mega 3 one about 6 months ago, and my card was worth £18. I don't know.
3 years for 64 pence.
I like Sorare Mega. It's a good idea, but fucking hell, let's have some better prizes, please.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I like the side games. I used to like that Belgium one-shot league.
That was good, yeah.
I like them, but I mean, I've wasted any more time doing this for that.
I don't want to segue too much onto another topic we're going to talk about, but we're about to have a lot of free time opened up. Now we don't have to do amateur teams, so that will make some time for doing the rivals.
Oh, it's almost like you read my list of notes in front of me, which says next news item, today's breaking news. Yeah, amateur and the renamed kickoff competitions won't be for everyone to play anymore. If you have more than 10 pro cards of any color, you're not allowed to enter them anymore from game week 4/19, so next weekend.
What's deemed pro? Limited up?
Just anything other than common, basically.
Yeah.
Do you have more than 10, Rick? How much have you got?
Oh yeah, not sure. I've got 330 limited, so that probably rules me out. I mean, I've only won a few cards from amateur, really, so it shouldn't really bother me. But I mean, did just start a fucking YouTube series called Amateur Hour, which I quite like doing. So I
think I was probably enjoying that one more than any of them.
Quite enjoying that one. That's up the Swanee now. Can't really do that anymore, can I?
I guess we could still give people advice on who to pick. We just can't pick them ourselves. But I notice it's going to affect our Beat the Boys League as well, because we're not going to be able to enter it.
Yeah, 6 years to Beat the Boys Amateur League. That's up the Swanee now. Can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
But I
can see why they're doing it in terms of allowing the sort of new users or people that haven't put that much money in to really have a good chance of winning something. I don't know. I will miss doing my amateur teams though. Because
good engagement though, mate. I'd be pissed off as a new user playing against.
Yeah. No, I get it. I completely get it.
Or even my level is, and I'm shit, but that is too much for a new user to come in and have to compete against.
Yeah. I do agree. We do still get to. I think when I read somewhere, we still get to. Yeah, we can still draft and swap common cards to play them in other competitions such as Cap 220 or Specialist, but you can no longer participate in Kickoff and Amateur. So I guess we still draft our teams and can still keep a team updated.
Basically, we can still put really cheap goalkeepers in, which is basically all we use it for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
scouting though, didn't you find like you'd play it and then go, oh, this guy's really good, like, and then suddenly want him, like that Assignon from doing the French one in particular. I found loads of players wanted.
That is actually a good point. Like, I've definitely discovered some players I didn't know about by doing amateur for sure.
Yeah, there was the only thing I really need it for is things like the international game week and things like that when you want to draft a certain goalie so you can put out a Cap 220 team and stuff or a specialist team. So we still get to do that. And by the looks of it, we still could draft a team if we wanted to for content, etc. And it's not really going to make too much of a difference in my life apart from save teams save time. But I do like entering more. More is more, right? More is more. Won a tier 5 in Sorare last week. Can't do that anymore. And there was some XP updates. I haven't read it. I'm not bothered about the numbers behind XP.
I'm bothered. Tell me.
I don't know. You could read it and fill us in on it.
I presume it's not to do with the fitness thing that they sort of shelved for a bit.
No. There's an updated help center article you can tuck into, mate. But
that's
I just think it's about the numbers and percentages of how XP works, but not anything that I'm overly excited about. But I think that's enough for news. 30 minutes in, and we've just caught up from the last time we were all together. So let's have a little discussion about the main topic that I thought of this morning: thresholds or card wins. You having fun there? Just changing the screen around?
Yeah, well, I don't want to be so zoomed in on my face. Jesse, will you stop changing the screen?
I don't want that shitty banner across my face.
Absolute children. Right. So thresholds or card wins. Should you build or aim for prizes or thresholds? I say this on the back of winning a tier 2 that was worth 98p, winning a tier 3 that was worth 60p, regularly getting a haul. I prefer to win cards, is how I've always aimed for. This is what I'm getting at here. Like this week, I won a tier 4 red and a few tier 3 yellows. They're worth about £8 overall. Is it worth even, trying for cards? Should it just be threshold and everything else is thereafter, unless you're a whale? Because I know there's a lot of talk about oversupply and card prices falling and blah, blah, blah. And to me, it's just a rise and fall in a game, and it doesn't really matter. But if you're winning cards that have such low value, what's the point? A threshold, one rare threshold would have outstripped all my prizes for like the last 3 game weeks. So I don't know. It's just a bit of a bugbear for me and getting frustrated with winning 60p at a time. Have you got any thoughts?
I mean, it's fun. It's fun to win cards, isn't it? It's definitely more fun opening a card.
Agreed.
So I wish they were worth a bit more, and almost the threshold. The threshold now almost seems like it's quite high when you compare it to the rare prices right now, doesn't it? You get $50. That's like a tier 3 at the moment, probably like a low tier 3. It's kind of with the way the prices of cards are gone. I don't know. Because we've been on the game for so long, we've got a few cards. Like I tend to, aim for threshold and cards, but I definitely prefer winning cards. But if I was to advise a new person, I'd definitely say to aim for threshold, for sure.
Even at limited level, getting a $5 threshold is now a fairly good player, right? Like, if they're winning tier 3s and tier 2s for less than £1, $5 can get you a solid amount of limited players. So it might, and like you said, a rare threshold can get you a solid player. So it might not be the sexy option, but I couldn't recommend anything to anyone that we talk to about playing the game apart from thresholds is life.
Mate, what's crazy is you win 2 limited thresholds, you can afford a goalkeeper that's wild. A limited goalkeeper from 2 threshold wins.
It's certainly not the same in rare and super rare, is it? Like if you win 2 super rare or 2 rares, you definitely can't afford a rare or super rare.
You afford a rare starting keeper with 5 wins.
5, you reckon? Yeah.
Maybe 4. Which isn't like it's very doable because I mean, I picked up some last week or 2 weeks ago with just 4 players. So in theory, you could be playing Thresh without even a keeper at the start. I mean, you have to be patient, you'd be lucky, but you can still do that. But I'm like to answer your question, I'm threshold till I die. Like that's my number 1 comp every single week. It always has been, just because I think it's easier, and also I like the guaranteed money to then buy who you want. But I do agree with your comment that it's more fun to have a card to reveal. So I play threshold It's like the threshold is like the minimum I expect or try and get, but I want a card, and I'm disappointed every time I don't get a card in it, because that's the fun part. When you put it in front of the boys, you go like, what am I going to get this week?
It depends how you value your fun, I guess. Like, in terms of, sometimes I like have a tier, maybe I've won a tier 4 rare and a tier 5 rare and like a couple of tier 5 limiteds, and I'm absolutely buzzing to open them. I'm like, oh my God, who have I got? And then I open them, and then they're worth like £35 total, and then I'll be like, oh, I've also won this bit of ETH at the end, and it's actually worth more than the 4 cards put together. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky one, isn't it?
That's why All Star's pretty good now, because they give cards and ETH. So like, again, for some, I always go for the 240 is my number one. This week I went for All Star because that was my option, and I'm currently in it, and it will give me that same, like, I can win a card and ETH, so I kind of get the best of both worlds. I would still choose 240 if that was my available squad for this week, but I feel like All Star gets you like, it's almost that second step where if your squad's too good for 240, you can still chase ETH, but then the competition's outside of it. That's when you go and gambling for the cards, really, aren't you?
So I'm kind of the opposite. I always go. Obviously, I've got a slightly broader gallery because you've sold up a couple of times, but like I always go All Star first because they still got that ETH. It's not an ETH threshold, but if you get, I think, is it top 150 or something, you can still win. You can still win a bit of ETH. And then I try and set my cap 240 teams to sort of exactly hit the threshold rather than a team I think will do really well and outperform the threshold, say like get late 300s, 400 points. I try and get a team of like just real solid players that don't really deviate too much from sort of 50 points. Basically, if all 5 players get 50 points, right, you're going to get your threshold, because with the bonuses and the captain or whatever, it will be over 280. So that's the way I tend to go. But that's just because of my gallery type. Like, certainly
for 240 though.
Yeah, certainly if I was new, certainly if I was new or had a smaller gallery, I would be aiming for that ETH threshold and just try and bank a few, maybe 2 or 3, and then buy a card you want. Like, it's nice to have that money and just go, right, I can actually, it's like a blank check almost. I know it's not blank because you've got a value of it, but like, I can go buy who I want now. That's why I quite like winning. I quite like winning cards that I don't want sometimes. Like, I won that Kai Havertz rare last week, and I didn't really want him. So it kind of just gave me, like, I've got a voucher now to spend 120 quid or whatever with somebody else. So I traded for a Nicholas Jackson rare who I wanted. And it's sometimes nice to win a card you don't want and use it on the second market for sure.
Yeah, the problem is the secondary market's not been very fluid lately, has it?
No, it's not fluid. No, but you can still, you put some effort in on Discord DMs, you might get a little cheeky deal, which is what I did.
Yeah, I think I'm being pushed by recent frustrations at just crap rewards not being worth anything, and every time the ETH is worth more than anything I get, even if it's quite a high price. So that was leading on to what priority do you set lineups in? I think you've both touched on it a bit there. But like, I usually set my favourite lineup in whatever competition it is, second division or maybe my under 23 or whatever, and then I'll go and do the threshold second and then fill everything else in. So I've got like one big hope to win a tournament, and then I'm going to go and try and take down the money, and then I'm going to fill in everything else. But yeah, limited is really just not satisfying me at the moment.
Well, I've put 270 above 240 now with this month-long thing. So I've gone All Stars always my first, and then I'm going to go cap 270 to try and see if I can do well in this monthly thing, and then cap 240 with my just sort of average players. That's the way I look at it. And then cap 220 is on rare and limited. I always leave right to the end, to be honest with you.
I do cap 220
to do that.
So that again,
how many players have you got?
What total?
As in, like, so if you're playing cap 240. You're deprioritizing cap 240.
Yeah. Once again, obviously, I'm talking from someone who's played for 3.5 years and sells about 1 in every 50 cards. So, I've got a fair amount of cards. Don't get me wrong, but this is what I like. I like this new comp. It sort of gives me something else to think about, because cap 270 was something I never really used to try and put too much effort into, because like managers could really put big cards in there. So I could never really compete, because I do have a lot of cards, but I don't really have any really big cards. But now with this new sort of month-long competition, I love it.
So I was going to lead on to that, this Cap 270 competition. Obviously, for anyone that's not up to date, it starts this weekend. It's 8 game weeks, your best 4 game weeks score, and there's no weekly prizes. It's only the end of the month prizes. So you said you've given it a bit of priority, John. I think it's
yeah. I mean, I just love these month-long things. I like to benefit from being consistent rather than just like having a one-off amazing week, because anyone can have a one-off amazing week. Like any of us can have a one-off amazing week. But I've usually done quite well in broader competitions. Like when we used to do the Sorare Data League, I used to do quite well in that, just because I've got quite a variety of random cards all over the shop. Yeah. Although I'm not a fan of the no weekly prizes. Not for me. I'm just talking about the smaller galleries that I wouldn't enter it if I was a smaller gallery and had no chance of winning a weekly prize at all. It's a bit of a joke.
I just think unless you've got a big gallery, you're a lot of the time you're taking a chance that you hit a great score one week. That's your peak. That's your reward for the effort. You get a top 3 or a top 10 or something. If you get it in this, and then your other weeks are crap, you get nothing for your effort. I love the original one when it was in All Star, and I would win. Like I won a tier 2 during one of the weeks. I won a tier 2 overall. Picked up a tier 5 during one. So I compounded a bit with my good results, and I got paid out at the end. The Premier League one we did, that was 3 weeks long. I was fine with that. Just 3 weeks, 3 game weeks, nice short one. I went balls in on it, won a couple of shirts. That's fine. I like that. But 8 game weeks, no weekly rewards. It feels, even for me, that's got a reasonably sized gallery, that feels like.
I don't know what
I'd be sick if I came first one week. Sick if I came first, and then I ended up 390th and got a tier 5 or nothing or whatever overall. Like I wouldn't be able to. I'd be so angry about it. Like,
I don't know just reduced. I would understand if they just reduced the prize pool. I took off the first maybe like 30% of prizes, like the highest echelon of prizes for the Cap 270 on a week, and just put those into the end of the month, and just made like the top prize in that week get like a tier 3 or something in the 270, just so there's something to play for, or like some coins, like loads of coins, or limiteds, like they could put limiteds in it.
Top 50 every week get 30 quid in ETH and 5,000 coins.
Yeah,
you know, at least you feel like you've got something, maybe even top 5, whatever, just so there's like something.
Even if it was just coins, like, you know, those weekly things they did where you just do it for the coins. Like I'd be like, oh, I bought players for that bloody competition, and it wasn't even to win a card, it was just to get coins. So the fact of not having anything to open, and I would be proper pissed if I came first one week. I was pretty pissed when I came 4th and you came 3rd in that Premier League monthly one in that 1 week.
I was top for a long point in that, and I thought I'm going to come first, get my first tournament win, and it won't actually win you anything.
I bet the first thing you did was went and looked at all the other competitions to see where your score would have finished and what you would have won. Yeah, and that would drive me insane.
Yeah, I take it you're not going to enter this, Jess. Small galleries, got no interest.
No, I got literally 0 interest. I would do it. It appeals from the perspective of like the attention that you get from doing it, and like playing a longer format shows you're better than other managers, in my opinion. Like it's a proper competition, but it's not worth. My gallery might have like, say, I think it's 26 rare cards in it. So like, I just haven't got enough cards to throw around in that when I want to chase the ETH and then prioritize another competition as well.
No, that's fair enough.
I sort of put it about 5th on the list this week, and thought I'd stick one in this week, like a half decent team, and see how it goes first week. If they get a decent score, you know, maybe I carry on a bit. Maybe at limited, especially when you can afford to throw a few more cards in. But rare, most of my rares had bad matchups this week anyway, and I don't have those really peak scores to put like a really good player in as a captain to go and smash you a huge bonus. So yeah, I don't.
You touched on a point. Sorry to cut through.
No, go for it.
It's really, really hard. Have you know, like the matchups? Every card I have has a terrible matchup. I was trying to work out where the good matchups are.
It's one of those weekends like where there's a lot of tough matchups. Like I know I'm the first to be like, I'm going to win something this weekend, but this weekend, like, I really don't like my matchups at all. And obviously
Not
not
for
having Portugal as well is not ideal because I've got like 3 of my best rares are Benfica players, and then I've got a few Porto limiteds as well. So yeah, I don't know why Portugal ain't playing. It's a bit weird.
Cup weekend.
Is that what it is?
I'm slightly gambling on Everton to cause an upset and smash Liverpool. I know it's not going to happen, but I'm gambling on it. I don't care.
I'm obviously gambling on it because I'm an Everton fan, but because I've now got a rare Jordan Pickford. I bought one this week. Or traded for him. So I've now officially got a rare Everton stack, and the first week of having a rare Everton stack is Liverpool away, where we've won once in 25 years or something stupid. But
I didn't know that. Great.
But it was recently. It was like 3 years ago. I think I'm not sure.
There's a lot of tough matchups. Yeah, a lot of tough matchups in the rares, and what I noticed in some of the limiteds that I've got that even have good matchups, they're on the way back from international duty. Could be from fucking anywhere, and a lot of the good teams have then got Europe next week, haven't they? It's Champions League and Europa League and stuff. So are they going to be back in time? Will they be rested for the midweek? You know, I think it could be one of those shit show of a weekends where like a Nottingham Forest stack wins something or something.
There's going to be a lot of go fucks on Twitter this week. I can feel it coming.
There's going to be a lot of bench fodder. It's going to hurt.
United could get a squeaky good result this week because everything's against United at the minute. They've got a good matchup. Like there's players like Ericsson who'll probably come in. Casemiro's pretty sure he's suspended/injured.
He's out, yeah.
Anthony's obviously getting more and more game time as well. Like I feel like there's going to be a few peripheral United players. That
you can't put Anthony in your team though, mate.
Yeah.
No, there's a strict no wife beaters rule on teams. 100%.
I mean, half of the Sorare like metasphere is wife beater / something else.
I thought you were going to say half of the Sorare Thursday Club was wife beaters. Then I was like, interesting.
As a Lindelof founding member of his fan club, Man United fan, I'm actually a bit worried this weekend.
Are you?
Basically, there's so many defensive injuries. There's no one left back there. Casemiro is the holding midfielder, is still in Brazil, is not playing. There is nothing back there for United.
Do you need defenders against Sheffield United though?
No.
Everyone scores against us, mate. If you're not, Burnley dominated us. Everyone's been dominating.
I don't know, mate. You've got a really good goalkeeper, mate. He's got goose fat for hands.
Yeah.
Tell you what, he's great for 220 now. He's
I know it's he's 40, isn't he? He's done so badly that he's averaging 40.
Yeah, we're paying like 1,200 quid for him.
Yeah, I've drafted that comment in all day. Yeah, it's mad. It might be a bit of a shootout. You never know. Højlund, Bruno, Mount having to do. I could see a 3-2.
Yeah, I think Højlund's going to get a couple of goals, actually.
I can see you absolutely smashing them, to be honest with you.
I think maybe Sheffield United 2, Man United 2, Liverpool 2, Everton 2. A nice 2-2 double.
Wow.
A double 2-2 Desmond.
I would take that.
4-2 United, 2-2 Everton. Yeah, I can see a 2-2 Everton.
Get the Premier League Pookie predictions on this weekend, shall we?
Can I just point out that the 2 non-Everton supporters of the Thursday Club have just predicted a positive result for Everton, and I haven't said a single word?
That's because the man in the middle has brainwashed us for the best part of 6 months, and then we spent hundreds/thousands of pounds on bloody Everton.
Yeah, I own half your squad now.
Wait, tell me about it. I've got 60 Everton cards.
And also, I don't want Liverpool to win anything ever, so... lesser of two evils.
At least Andy Robertson. They haven't got Andy Robertson. Liverpool haven't got Andy Robertson. Jota's suspended. I think Gakpo's potentially still injured, although he's been training.
They've got a knock, yeah.
Apparently he's back in training this week. He's predicted to potentially play. I don't know if he'll start, but
I'm leaving him in my reserves.
I don't know. I mean, obviously going to Anfield for Everton is never usually a good thing, but Everton are on a bit of a nice little high after. Is that
what they call it after they get a victory?
Mate, we didn't just get a victory. We didn't win 1-0 or 2-0. We won 3-0.
Yeah. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, anyway.
Deep down, I'm rooting for you.
Before we head down the Everton Love Fest again, let's go back to this game week. When we're talking about competitions and what they can give away and maybe moving away from card prizes, we have the MLS special this weekend, don't we? 5 MLS cards, a couple of the new season ones. And what is different about this is the prizes is that Sorare custom jersey for first to third place, $200 in store gift cards for the MLS store, and video calls with MLS players as part of Sorare's Ask Me Anything virtual event. So what I'm asking is, do you have any interest in having a Zoom call with an MLS player and asking them some questions?
I mean, yes, if Lucas Sorare had pissed off to Saudi Arabia, but I mean, that's a cool prize, to be fair, isn't it? You got to give them that. I don't know how they do it. They probably film it as well, right? I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, it says it's part of an event, so yeah, it would be.
Yeah. We'd have to check if they were free on a Thursday to do Thursday Club. I'm sure they'd want to get involved, but that's a cool prize. I can't enter the rare because I haven't got any of the new season cards, and I can't be asked to go and buy some. But I've got a few of the limited ones which I've won, so I've entered a limited team, which isn't that good, so it probably won't do anything. So I'll probably only just about scrape coins if I do anything. But yeah, I love these weekly comps. So I'm enjoying the fact they're doing them pretty much every week now, because they used to, like a couple of years ago, didn't they? Used to do a random weekly every week, like where it was over 30. Players had to be all over 32.
Special weekly, yeah.
Yeah, and they sort of stopped doing it for a while, didn't they? But it's nice to have these random things. It's almost like the sort of monthly competition, the weekly competition that one of our friends is doing, isn't it? What we're doing with him. The player has to be playing in Spain and have an average of under 45 or something.
To be fair, I think his comp's probably better than most of the.
That type of thing is good fun, isn't it? It's not just the same old like Cap 240 All Star every single week. Like, it's a bit different, and it gives that extra bit of bragging rights if you can win, and you can win physical things like we've won some shirts and caps and stuff. I think it's cool.
And like the start of this conversation, when I was saying I was pissed off of winning 60p cards, £1 cards for finishing reasonably high up, I enter all these weeklies. I get hyped for them because the Premier League one, I want a signed jersey and a normal jersey. If I want a £200 gift card, £100 gift card, happy days. I'd be in there buying a shirt, and a hoodie or whatever from the MLS store.
You know how much an MLS jersey costs?
Yeah, there are loads.
Yeah. The equivalent of your gift card, pretty much. It's insane. I tried to order a Columbus one last year, and that's why I ended up getting that dodgy, the old-fashioned one off eBay.
$120 shipping to the UK as well.
It's insane. But I mean, it's
cool. It would be cool. It would be cool to win. I mean, I'm not going to get anywhere near winning anything. You probably will. What are your new season MLS cards looking like, Rick? Have you got many rares limited?
No, I've only got Ollie Laraz ×3 because Jesse told me he was going to be incredible, and he hasn't got on the pitch once this season. So that was a waste. But in limited, I am the #1 San Jose Earthquake limited collector in the world. And they've got a plum matchup because they're still something to play for. And I can't remember which of the crap teams they're playing who are dead and buried. So they're a massive favourite, and I've got the San Jose stack at 15%. So strong San Jose result could see me have a good finish.
I can see a very weak 1-0 home loss on its way.
Yeah, then they're not a reliable team, are they? I wouldn't be hanging. But they have won me 4 or 5 prizes, shit ones, but they've still won me things.
And they're still playing for something, right? So are they definitely in the playoffs, or like they need to win in, or what's going on?
I know they're still alive. They still have something to play for.
And is it the last weekend? This weekend before the playoffs? Is that right?
I don't know, mate. Do your own research. I don't know. You're the expert.
I'm certainly not an expert. I saw that MLS guy or whatever on Twitter posted all the iterations of what could happen and who could get in or whatever. But that's something to factor into your setting your teams this week, isn't it? Because like if someone's not got anything to play for, they're going to just rotate the shit out of their heads.
A lot of rotations. Check.
Austin is who they're playing, Ricky.
That's the one, yeah. Royal Ivy's team, isn't they? They're playing Austin at home. Austin are already dead and buried, aren't they? So that's why San Jose are heavy favourites, expected to roll out the first team and give them a bit of dicking. But yeah, MLS is not something to rely on. But where I was going with all this is, this is them getting away from just card prizes again, right? There's no card prizes here. This is gift vouchers, video calls with players. I think there's something they're going to have to do more of, right? To to creatively get away from giving away cards, and I quite like it.
And who would you request? I'm guessing Jackson Yueill, right? Who would be
Jackson Yueill, yeah.
Yeah.
The prince of the MLS.
What would your 3 questions, Swin, be if you was asking?
Will you adopt me? Yeah. How much for a topless pick? And will you come over and play for our 5-a-side team in the off season?
I like it.
That would be He could camp around mine. It'd be fine.
Yeah, if you can go in goal, that'd be great. Because we've lost our goalkeeper recently to a horrific broken arm injury.
Yeah.
No, we are 2 from 2 this season.
That's true. Oh, actually, we are better without him.
There you go, lads. There you go. Who really needed a goalkeeper when you can just finesse without field players?
Exactly.
So overall, are we aiming for thresholds or card wins?
Thresholds all day.
Thresholds all day.
I'm going to go for both. However, card wins for me. And if I was advising someone, a new person or someone in the smaller gallery, I'd say thresholds all day as well.
Yeah, I'm going for video calls with my favourite players. But yeah, I do like how it's starting to evolve overall. All right,
I had this a video call, mate. Like, do you not think it's just going to be the most awkward thing? Like, meeting the player in real life and having a beer, fun. Sat on a video call like it's like COVID at Christmas all over again. Awkward as fuck.
You'd have to do a quiz for them, wouldn't you? You'd have to do some sort of COVID quiz.
I would hate it. It'd be so awkward. I don't even think I'd be looking forward to it. I'd have to get tanked.
Hello, Jackson!
Hi, Jackson. Sorare Mamba here. I'm the #1 San Jose Earthquakes limit collector in the world. I've got 3 of your cards. I got you in Super Rare, mate.
I literally don't even know why I support San Jose, but I do apparently.
Think your kid's cool colour, mate? Yeah. It'd be awful. It'd be so. I'd have to get so drunk before it happened just to like get myself through it. But
you need to make this happen.
If you could have one player in the MLS to have a video call with, who would it be? Go.
Jesse, you go first, mate.
Xherdan Shaqiri.
I mean, obviously, I would have said Lucas Sorare, as previously mentioned. I'll probably go for Buanga or maybe Maximum Creperie.
Crep's a good one.
You can talk about how he's come back from major injury. He's an intelligent guy. I think he wears glasses, so he must be intelligent in real life.
Tell him how we waited a whole season for him to play, and every week when he's back in training, he'll play next week.
Yeah, we can discuss how me and Ricky were on a holiday when we bought him, and we sort of got really pissed and spent like £50 on his rare goalkeeper card, and then look how much he's given back to us. Do you know what I mean? Top man. All right,
Crep, Shaqiri, and Yueill. See if we all come top 3, we can just get him on a nice 6-way call and record that for an episode of the pod. So that's good. Before we go, there's another big thing that's been happening on Sorare this week, which I imagine neither of you give a shit about or know anything about, but Sorare NBA is back for season 2. Tonight is the season 2 premiere. I think it's airing now on YouTube. Got some of the big names in it: Nellis, Lardinho, some proper NBA stars. I think we're more football based, mate. If it was a football one,
I think we were busy when we were doing this.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Thanks, President.
But Sorare NBA is back. I played it quite a lot last season. We have new card designs in 3D this year. I think they look quite smart. I don't know if you had a chance to look at them.
I've just had a chance to look at them right now on the screen. Yeah, I mean, they do look cool. I'll give you that. I mean, I can't comment on any of the players because I don't really know anyone apart from Shaquille O'Neal. But the cards look good though. The cards look cool.
Logos on the side, I like that.
The uniques look cool again. I just love these sort of like dark purple uniques that cover the football and.
What you always say, bro.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
And you just won't quit.
Never.
That's another L coming your way.
Getting pushed behind it.
Yeah, not for long. Come at me when you get some rare cards. Beat that.
Bro, are you kidding me? Yo, you're not gonna believe what I just won.
It's an official signed jersey, my man.
Thanks, Jalen Brunson.
That is cool.
You got it.
Yo, you got something wild.
Wild.
All-Star game tickets.
No way!
Okay, £1,000 to get out there.
Get me on a video call with the players. Anyway,
Win cash rewards.
Merch signed by me.
Game tickets and VIP.
you can see where it's going with that. I think
I like it though. It's a good trailer.
considering they didn't really give much push to it in the off season or at the end of the last season, you know, they've gone quite big. I've seen they've signed deals with a couple of big, you know, people in the NBA sphere to pump it all year and, you know, pump out content. I'm surprised by how hard they've gone with it. Jimmy Butler Unique, that's the one that had all the talk with his new hairstyle.
Oh, yeah, I saw about that. And what I do like about the NBA cards, which I wish they did more with the football cards, which they have done a little bit, is they do these cool poses and stuff, and like they're like holding the ball like this or whatever, which they have done for a few things with football, obviously. And they've had the Giroud goalkeeper card come out, which is kind of cool. But I like how the cards are a bit more unique in NBA.
It's just way cooler, isn't it? I think the NBA cards are cooler. I think the marketing is way cooler. Like, if there's anything, and maybe that's because the American audience is where they'll actually get traction on Sorare. I don't know. But, like, it's just, as someone who's well outside of NBA and mainly follows it through Rick, like, it instantly makes me want to buy basketball cards, even though I know I shouldn't, and that's the worst time to buy them.
Do you know what it probably is as well? Is that basketball players are a lot cooler.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if Sven Combs was getting asked to do something and he'd be like, nah, mate.
But it's Rob Perez they've signed this deal with, and this guy here, XSET Bryson, who apparently is a big name. So yeah, they've got some backing behind it. There's these TikTok videos behind it where you pick your teams. I think they've put a solid effort into it. You know, I've still got my rares and limiteds from last year. I got rid of my super rares. But I'm excited. I'm excited to play it again. I realise you two probably aren't going to get into it, but
I've still got cards, mate. I've still got limited.
I've actually got one. I got one limited from for when I was doing the common one. But like, when does the NBA actually start? Stupid question, but
next week.
Next week. So I'll do a common team and have a little play with that, I'm sure. But
yeah, because obviously you reset your common teams. You had to draft a new common team. I opened mine up with Doncic was my star that I got. So they got rid of everyone's from last year's. All your common cards are gone to reset the level playing field. And this year they've learned, and there's no rookies being auctioned till after game week 2 because they have that 0 L10. So they're just cheat codes in the first week and everyone buys them. So they've actually, you know, thought about it and got rid of that like main error. Although I guess those special edition cards they sold. Do you remember the draft ones of like Wembanyama
suits and that?
They'll be in there, obviously. So there'll be a few people with cheat codes. But yeah, I know there's definitely some. They've decreased the reward pools, haven't they? They've lowered the mints to be the same as football, and there was like less prizes being handed out. So I was
going to ask you this, mate. On theme of topic or title, it's still only cards you can win, right? No ETH, or can you win ETH?
There's money in it now, I believe.
Is there?
There's money in it. There's not a threshold, but there's money for higher places in tournaments.
It's like all-star comp, but basketball version.
I'd find the layout for it, but I can't be asked.
And will you be able to enter the amateur? Because is it the same where you have to have less than 10 cards, or?
I think you can enter a common team. Yeah, I don't think that matters.
There used to be like 2 main levels from what I remember, like one which was like slightly capped, and then the other one where you could like also play your higher players.
Yeah, they have different modes, don't they? Like your street baller and whatever they're called. What are they called in here? Rewards pools. So yeah, there's like $2,000 in the limited champion one. Street ball's got $700. So you're winning it for finishing higher up rather than hitting thresholds.
Garage Hoops. What's Garage Hoops amateur, is it?
Garage Hoops, I believe. Street ball looks like it's common. Pickup is common. Street ball is a mix.
Where's the garage one gone? Whatever you were just on previously, it said Garage Ballers or something.
Maybe it's not up yet. Pickup is the limited one.
They've changed
the common one. Sorry, common one. Street Ball's a mix.
Yeah, Contender and Champion's what I remembered from last year. Contender was the low cap mode, and Champion was the better players.
What's going on with Stephen Adams' eyebrow there? That's looking like Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
You smell what The Rock is cooking?
Oh, man.
Yeah. But I think it's cool. I think there's a bit of discontent when they announced it and there's less cards being given out, less prizes, and people are like, oh, there's 80% less prizes. This is shit. I've got all these cards from last year, blah, blah, blah. It seems like they've just run it all over with jazzy marketing and fancy cards and stuff like that. And it seems to have got... I'm excited.
Question for you, mate. Outside of Luca, who's MVP?
Well, Giannis would be up there again. He'd be my obvious pick. He's got help at the Bucks this year. Warriors would be interesting because they got Chris Paul now. How will they fit together?
What about Shaq?
Shaq, yep, he'll be in the commentary box or in the studio doing his thing.
I was thinking Embiid or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now he's not injured.
Yeah, Embiid. Yeah, there's lots of. I like Doncic. I was really happy when he pulled up on my comment as my first selection.
Is Steph Curry now a professional golfer or what? What's he doing?
Splits his time, I believe, mate. Splits his time.
Yeah, it is.
But I'm excited for NBA. I just wanted to get a bit of NBA talk into our podcast. Maybe I'll sneak it in the last couple of minutes. I say it to last so all the football people could have signed off. But yeah, I think they look really cool. I love those designs. I think I'm enjoying the marketing push again with it and the level of jazziness they show it off with. So yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, that's all I've got for today. Do you have anything else you wish to share, gentlemen?
I can say on public podcast now.
No, nothing on the public podcast.
I also have nothing to share apart from Everton are going to beat Liverpool this weekend.
All right. One bit of good news I see on Twitter, Sorare Thursday Club has surpassed 1,000 followers now. So this weekend, I will be doing a multi-card giveaway to celebrate. So if you're not on our Twitter, SR_Thursday Club, get yourself on there. And we'll be doing a nice giveaway at the weekend. But for now, if you've come this far, please support us by liking and subscribing and all that vibe. It makes us, feel all warm and fuzzy inside, and will set us up for a good weekend. We appreciate you all massively, and we will be back in the very near future. But for now, that's us done. Viva la Thursday Club.
Fantastic.
Adios.
Up the toffees.